play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bomb stats, Dingo gonna find Rainer.
Oh, the life finder keeps Maya up. It was going to be a close thing.
And healing, what? Get out of no! No!
Triple stun again. Big flanks coming out from the Blaze.
It's a death metal though.
Death metal into the double, triple kill. Good evening and welcome everybody to the Nexus Gaming Series Season 7. How are you doing tonight? I'm Arrow. I'm going to be casting a replay cast for you tonight. This is a Division B West matchup between two very competitive teams, Deviled Keggs and Unemployed Gaming. Really looking forward to watching this matchup as both of these teams have really put forth a lot of effort, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. So just a quick look at the maps here that we have banned out. With this being a replay cast, keep in mind we won't be able to see the bans as they happen. We won't see the draft as it happens, but we can look back at the bans that happened for the maps. So we've got Deviled Keggs here coming in with the ban on... they're not even on that side. Hold on, I gotta swap them. I already know that they're not on that side, so let me just hit the button. There we go. All right, so Deviled Keggs is on the right. They banned out the red side. So they banned out the Cursed Hollow and Braxis Holdout. We've got Unemployed Gaming banning out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Dragonshire. And our first map is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. So unique map in the control points and the item accumulation here. So give me 1 second. I apologize. I just need to make sure that I've got the teams on the right side, which they are. Awesome. So let me go ahead and assign them on their spots. Thanks, Covey, for the 100 bits. Appreciate you stopping by with that. And let's see. So we do have a couple of different names on this. Let me just get... so our team, we had Bridge to Death on Imperius. And I'm going to go through these in the game as well. I just want to put them up for the little pop-ups because, you know, those are really neat. They're fun. We had Zul'jin on... Or, I'm sorry, Nathan on Zarya, Rexpa on Zul'jin. We had Scooney on Lucio, and then Sturge was on Garrosh. And I think this was before we banned Into the Fray. I'm not 100% positive of that. So obviously some of you guys are in chat, so was this before the ban on Into the Fray? Do you guys know? It was banned. Okay, gotcha. So then we've got B-Train on Tychus, Contender on Kael'thas. Let's see, Ravenex on Johanna, Andrew on Leoric, and VZ on Ana. All right. Good stuff. Okay, that's all set up and ready to go. So then let's... oh, last night? Oh, yeah, then obviously it was after, before the ban, so... Or after the ban. So, cool. Everything's set up, so let's get this started. Should be on the same patch, so it should allow us to use the actual Ollie OBS, I don't know, whatever it is, Ollie OBS overlay setup, so it'll at least not be all clunky. And yes, it is letting us use that, so great. Let's go ahead and pop over to the game here. Make sure that's turned on. It's not. There we go. Otherwise, we won't get the little pop-ups, and that was the whole point. All right, so for our teams, we have, as I mentioned earlier there, Bridge to Death going to be playing Imperius, Nathan on Zarya, Rexba on Zul'jin, Scooney on Lucio, Sturge on Garrosh. That is Unemployed Gaming on the left. And for Deviled Keggs on the right, we've got B-Train on Tychus, Contender on Kael'thas, Ravenex on Johanna, Andrew on Leoric, and VZ on Ana. I do have the ultra widescreen. Yeah, it's a 29-inch LG monitor. I've had it for a good long time. I really like it. Provides a lot of... it feels like it provides extra vision. I don't know if that's true or not, but you know, maybe it does. If not, it just feels like it does. So, all right, let's see here. Yeah, I bet, Ravenex, it's really nice having the extra space to be able to see, you know. I got this back around when Chromie was... actually, I got it before Chromie, but I was thinking about changing monitors when Chromie became a little bit more of a thing when she first came out, and it was so nice being able to bomb people from a mile away. But enough about my monitor. So in the bot lane, we've got Andrew and Bridge to Death here. At least at the beginning here, I think Leoric wins that from the minion perspective, you know, being able to clear them out a little bit faster. So not a surprise to see the minion wave going a little bit into the wall there. And the rotations coming out from ultimately both teams. A little bit slower currently on the Deviled Keggs side. With the Zul'jin, Zarya, you know, Zarya being able to do a whole lot of damage with her line attack, her beam of energy. We've got Unemployed Gaming first on their fortification camp, and Deviled Keggs right behind. That would be Alice. Hi, thanks, welcome. Appreciate it. Sorry for that, everybody. Hope I didn't just blow up everybody's eardrums there. So let's see. What do we have for talent? So we've got the Groundbreaker at level 1, and we do have the quick pull onto the support camp here. Going to be going over to Unemployed Gaming. Let's see. So Zul'jin getting a little bit of a different build than I've seen normally. Often you expect to see that Headhunter, but this giving... the Grievous Throw, so it's a duration instead of being removed by auto attack. So the more attacks you get, the more value you get out of that, I suppose. Also giving the mana return. So that's interesting. I haven't seen that, but I'd like to see how that works out for them. You don't get the additional range and damage from the level 1 Headhunter. Anything else out there? No quest from Tychus, instead giving them the additional range. And I think that makes a lot of sense going into a Garrosh and an Imperious. You know, keeping you from being able to be thrown, or at least less likely to be thrown, for sure. And then Zarya taking another interesting talent there, the quest talent for maintaining that high level of energy, ultimately giving her later 20 additional energy, and of course she gets additional energy from globes. So some interesting talents. Certainly not wrong. I think that they're fantastic talents for what they're going into, so I'm excited to see how some of these work out. Just trying to keep up with chat here too. So we've got Siege Camp being picked up by Deviled Keggs a little bit later than Unemployed Gaming, so that probably leans in their favor slightly, although we do see Unemployed getting onto the point first. And with that, we're gonna see Kael'thas and Tychus coming up here to clear out the Siege Camp, ultimately allowing them to rotate down, and now Unemployed Gaming doing the same thing, counter Deviled Keggs there. It's the secret of Zool Rules. Who is Zool Rules? Nobody knows. But they're here often. See Zool Rules in chat quite a bit. Glad you could make it. Appreciate it. 46% for Unemployed Gaming on the first Protector. They're going to pick up their fortification camp, and it looks like Tychus is setting up on the opposite side here. Level 7's available a little bit ahead, but they're not going to make use of that advantage on the point. They're going to make use of that advantage to get the fortification camp. A little bit of miscommunication here over this turret, as Deviled Keggs having to go back in and send Leoric onto it. And they lose the point, the channel for that. We've got Imperious going back into the bot lane. This is kind of interesting to me, as they've got an interesting balance here with one heal camp, one turret camp. Sorry, one left, as they both use one turret camp. Garrosh using his Unstoppable to make sure that he gets away, and now that biotic emitter is used. Approaching the 100% mark for Unemployed Gaming on the point. Taps being used. And here comes Johanna, able to get onto this point to stall out the overtime here. We do have both of the turrets going in, with the Celestial Charge coming in and Bridge to Death deep into the red, as the Tychus damage just shredding that health bar, and Lucio a little bit far away to provide the healing there. Probably a little bit far forward there on the Imperious. And so now with that, Unemployed Gaming's going to have to, well, I was going to say they're going to have to back away, but they step in as we see Devil Keggs, you know, channeling this point here, getting it up to that max point here. I don't know if they're in a good enough position to be able to try to stall this out. Looks like they made, yeah, it looks like Garrosh was going to try, but just a moment too late there, as Imperious was a little bit far back for that. Hey, thanks, Kobe. I appreciate the subscription. All right. Protector going up into the top lane. We've got Tychus and Ana in, but Contender's going to get caught out by the Garrosh and Lucio. Not a lot of damage from these two, so it looks like Contender will actually be able to make it out alive. I missed the fact that Ravenex took a boatload of damage there as well, so both of these heroes having to be extra cautious now going into this with the potential of Zarya and Zul'jin. And I think Zarya, is that the movement speed talent? It sure is, especially with the Garrosh. That's not a surprise here. So the Protector's going to give them the first tower up top, also get the well, setting them up for the next objective. And that's about all they're going to get out of this Protector. About another 10 seconds, so it'll help them with the wave a little bit. You know what? It's not so great at protecting. That's true. That's true. It doesn't do that big burst of damage, but you know, it still has some value. It gets that shield for the team. And that's something that I find is not communicated very well. Is, you know, using that shield. Yeah, it provides armor for the Protector, but it's a big, you know, like it's like 800 or 1,000 points of shielding for your team. And it's a fairly large radius, so, you know, identifying that's a huge value. All right, we've got some ultimates, and already we see some crazy sauce. Leoric getting thrown over there is going to be able to Wraith Walk away, but let's take a look at these talents. So we've got the Blessed Shield, Nano Boost, and Phoenix, all fully expected, but we also have a Draken Laser Drill and a March of the Black King. On the other side, for Unemployed Gaming, we've got the Angelic Armaments, the Warlord Challenge, and here comes the fight onto the point. Garrosh throwing Andrew into the back there, ultimately giving the point over to Devil Keggs. But anyways, the rest of these talents here. So we have the Angelic Armaments, the Warlord Challenge for Garrosh. I think that's Expulsion Zone for Zarya. I think she just used it. Tazdingo, of course, and the Sound Barrier for Lucio. And with that advantage, with that kill onto the Garrosh, that's going to allow Devil Keggs to come in here and steal away this camp. Yeah, a little bit of an odd numbered assault there. Probably a little bit aggressive for that play. You know, Garrosh is beefy and he can take a lot, but they have a lot, and especially with the Tychus, got to be a little bit careful on that. But I'd be lying if I said that I've never made that mistake. Trying to. And you know exactly what happened is immediately after the death, where'd you guys go? Why weren't you next to me? That's the tank thing. That's what we do. All right, 11 to 12, about a half a level currently difference in between these two teams, with a slight advantage going over to Devil Keggs. We do have Leoric and Imperious down in the bot, trying to work on their soak here, and Unemployed Gaming working on getting some value in the top lane here. So they've already equaled out towers. Now they're trying to see if they can't get that well as well, to keep things even with what Devil Keggs got out of the Protector earlier. It looks like they're going to be able to get that second tower, so they're looking like pretty good shape here. Oh, nice Expulsion Zone, keeping Contender from being able to get back. Does use that Mana Addict, but ultimately it's going to be Garrosh. I did not expect that. I thought that was Kael'thas going to go down. Ultimately it's going to be Garrosh that goes down, and now Rexplay, in a bit of danger, is able to survive with that Lucio healing, but passes the Living Bomb over to Lucio, as of course Lucio having to be relatively close by to get that healing done. So pretty, you know, decent push. They did get the well, they did take down both towers. Looks like we're gonna see the exact same thing coming out from Devil Keggs on this side. I almost would like to see somebody on the point while they have the advantage with Garrosh not here, but it looks like that is not their focus right now. Both teams at full strength. We currently have a biotic emitter for Deviled Keggs. We have no other equipment, it looks like. No, I'm sorry. We have 2 turrets for Deviled Keggs as well. So the item advantage very heavily in favor of the red team at this point. And they're going to go ahead and back away. Both teams have level 13. Pop those up on the screen for you while we don't have any crazy action going on. And Leoric and Imperius having their good old time. And Fortification Camp coming up. We see Unemployed Gaming heading down, and with that, Deviled Keggs will hop onto the point. Garrosh holding on as long as he could. Maintains up to 45%. Just a little bit shy of the halfway mark. They now have 1 turret, so 2 turrets and a biotic emitter. Right? 1, 2, yep. To a single turret and potentially a biotic emitter. Interesting play here that is ultimately going to net them value. I like that. They were able to come up, get that very quickly, and now they've really evened out the item advantage. It's not exactly even, but I mean, this certainly will help them being able to take out this early turret. 60% now for Deviled Keggs. And they're going to go ahead and back away, and the channel is going to get started for Unemployed Gaming. We've got all 5 of the red health bars very close together here. Draken Laser Drill going out, blocking off the team. It's going to be Garrosh getting taken out first. Expulsion Zone keeping the rest of the red health bars away there, but that's going to be Imperius going down as well. Fantastic use of that laser drill to block out that lane, as now Zarya as well is going to go down. And what a crazy use of laser drill. Like, it doesn't even have to be that you get value from the damage of laser drill. Just being able to isolate the team almost works the same as that expulsion zone does for Zarya in that very narrow corridor, setting up the play to isolate and kill the Garrosh ultimately at first, and then Imperius and Zarya later. The Ryokai. Oh man. All right, so Protector does finish off the top fort, and they're gonna go ahead and start heading down. I imagine they'll probably pause here. They've got a big wave. Pause here and get work in the mid, maybe not. All right, doing what they can. They don't want to just take the free damage. Of course, Zul'jin's stacking as well. He's up to 21 stacks out of 30. It's only about 100 left to go of those. Zul'jin getting caught by that glove. And Expulsion Zone knocking Kael'thas and Johanna away. We do see Imperius in the bot lane, Leoric in the top lane. Imperius trying to keep the XP soak coming in as Sound Barrier used in response to the Phoenix. And we do have a 5 versus 4 with the fort rather here. The throw onto Johanna, but she's going to pop that Iron Skin and ultimately be able to get away. Imperius coming in, though. Here's the Celestial Charge. There's no indestructible Iron Skin available for Johanna now. But that Protector Shield that I was just mentioning earlier used to help disengage and keep Raven X alive in this case.
So that is the extent of the Protector's power.
All right. Chat getting spicy as teams are calling out their tanks. I love it. Love to see it. As a tank player myself, I can appreciate it. So Imperius coming up here, getting the safe soak, working on that level 16, and they do pick it up with the camp. Both fortification camps picked up here, and it looks like, knowing that Imperius isn't here, they're coming in, and Zarya picking up the turret there. Once again, laser drill was used. It looked like Garrosh was able to walk through it. I don't know quite how that one worked out. Maybe used Indomitable, but kind of crazy on that one. You know what? I think we just might. We might. And I assure you that if we play together in the playoffs, which doesn't look super great right now, seeing as Trump is also at the bottom of the standings. But you know, if some kind of craziness happened, you know, maybe that'll happen, then it'll be a different game. Right, Zool? Isn't that crazy? Siege camp picked up top lane for Deviled Keggs. And there's no objective point up at the moment, so ultimately this was just a quick grab for some XP and something to do on this map. This is, you know, the one thing about Volskaya is that there are long periods of time with not a whole lot to do. So Unemployed Gaming coming back, clearing up their lanes as they're very heavily pushed in. They can do these relatively safely. Rexpa a little bit far forward. We do see this rotation down. I'm wondering if they'll be able to catch him quickly enough. They don't have an Entomb, but instead they're going to come in from behind the expulsion zone, keeping Leoric and Tychus knocked away. Big throw from Garrosh, stunning the team, and in all seriousness, pulling them off of the charge forward to Rexpa likely keeps him alive there. I don't know that they could have gotten the kill without having the Entomb, but it certainly is a possibility. Imperius this time now has the Living Bomb, has to be careful about his positioning there. Did get that stun, but ultimately just got to receive loads of damage from Deviled Keggs. Hey, now. I don't know what you just said, Covey, but if I go find that in Google Translate later and it's something dirty, I'm gonna be mad with you. But if it's something funny, then that's cool. All right, control point C coming up soon. And, you know, there are a lot of structures still on the board here. We've got the fort's still up in bot lane. We've got all forts up available for Deviled Keggs. So this is going to be an interesting time of it. Both of the healing wells are available. Deviled Keggs a little bit closer to 20, but it's going to take a little bit to get there. So they're not going to get it, you know, as long as this fight, or as long as this point is being controlled and fought over, they're not going to get it before it picks up. I say that as they get a big chunk of that from that wave. So we'll see. I mean, if I'm Unemployed Gaming, I want to take a fight in the near future, but it's got to be a good fight. Got to be something that's going to work for you. So, you know what? Let's take a look. What did Garrosh take at level 7 instead? Reducing the attack speed of heroes hit by 40%. There is another one that you can take there, which is a reduction of spell damage when you hit with an auto attack. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Probably the... Man, that's a tough call. I don't know. Because really it's just Tychus that you're interested in for those auto attack slows, right? And I don't know that you're likely to get that Groundbreaker stun on him all that often. Because you got to hit him with the tip. Anyways, as mentioned earlier, the structures were pretty well even in the bot lane, but not anymore. Deviled Keggs electing to go ahead and sacrifice this bottom fort, pick up that top siege camp to trade for getting to level 20. And now that they have level 20, they are pushing Unemployed Gaming back off of the point and will begin channeling for themselves. Unemployed Gaming having 99%, getting very close to having the Protector if they can get level 20 before it gets picked up. But now with that 20 advantage, we're going to see Deviled Keggs picking up, coming in onto the fort, and equalizing this bottom lane before we go forward here. And there we go. Here's the Protector for Deviled Keggs. Not quite level 20 for Unemployed Gaming. We've got, once again, Tychus and Ana in the Protector. And Garrosh coming around behind. Maybe looking to sneak around behind and see if he can't pick off the Kael'thas. We're going to see Ana coming out of the Protector. This is an interesting change. Nobody else is going into it. He's... I see. Popping off the Nano Boost. Let's take a look at those level 20s. So that is the upgraded Nano Boost as well for the healing. So still no level 20s yet. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can watch this here. As Andrew's zoning out Sturge in the back there. So no keep picked up here. Level 20s are available for Unemployed Gaming now as well. We do get the Groundbreaker Stun onto Contender, and here comes Johanna into the middle of it. It's going to be Garrosh that goes down first. Contender very shortly thereafter. Raven-X popping that Indestructible, having to walk away. Expulsion going out to prevent Raven-X coming back in, and Leoric now making use of that Wraith Walk. Biotic Emitter was used as well. And ultimately, only the one kill onto Kael'thas. But the primary front line of Garrosh and Imperius being killed from Unemployed Gaming. But we did see a little bit of value here. If I remember correctly, the wall was still up before the siege camp got here. And 10 seconds left on the protector, so they're really just, you know, running out the time at this point. It looks like the call is for this fortification camp. Johanna coming in. There looks like they're setting up so that they can get on it right away when that protector expires.
We'll make adjustments accordingly.
And Johanna's a little bit farther away, so right now this is a 3v3, but not for very long. And here she comes. March going out, laser drills coming out, expulsion zone used to keep them off of the point, which is kind of hilarious. And ultimately no deaths there. Few ults used. 2 for 1 ultimately. See what I did there? Ultimately. And now with all of their team available, they'll come back and pick up their own as well. So this is now 2 turrets available for Deviled Keggs. Groundbreaker stun on Leoric, but he Wraith walks away. He can do such things. Looks like going to be the siege camp call for Deviled Keggs, and I kind of wonder if we're going to see that on the other side. But we do have Catapult in the bot lane working on the bottom keep. Some pressure up in the top as well, so instead Deviled Keggs going to come up here, work on this support camp, and they've really got the item advantage at this point, making it a little bit easier for them to get the next protector. Blessed Shield going out looks like it was just to keep them back. The Biotic Emitter picked up but dropped a turret in place using the Biotic Emitter, and look at that March of the Black King going out. Sturge throwing B-Train into the team, trying to get him down. He does. Trades his life instead, though. Bridge to death taking a load of damage as Lucio dying in the back line. And Zarya, the only one left alive, ultimately looks like they may be going down here soon as well. And with that and a significant amount of pressure in the top lane, I imagine that they'll be able to pull in, take this top keep, and go right for the core, as there's a good long time before anybody from the side of Unemployed Gaming is going to make it back onto the map. And that looks like it's going to be game number 1, going over to Deviled Keggs. Explosions. Popping up those level 20s again just so you can check them out. All right, let's take a look at the stats just real quick here. So I'm actually surprised. I felt like there was more there were more kills than the 2 to 13 here, but okay. I just felt like there was more in that game from Unemployed Gaming. We've got let's see, siege damage right at the top. You've got Kael'thas also for hero damage. Not a big surprise. I mean, he gets a lot of value into maps like this. Interestingly enough, there's very little difference between the hero and siege damage top to bottom list. A lot more damage coming out of the Lucio ultimately than Ana. And that's a, you know, Lucio's a little bit easier to get those heals onto your team, but also, I mean, just overall, there was a lot more pressure, it seemed like, with the Tychus damage going out, killing, you know, if you kill somebody quickly, then it makes it difficult to keep up with healing. And same thing, tanking and healing numbers actually surprisingly close at the top of that, or I'm sorry, tanking and XP numbers at surprisingly close at the top there. All right. So that was game number 1 between Unemployed Gaming and Deviled Keggs. Once again, Kobe, I want to say thanks for the subscription. Much appreciated. make sure you make use of those arrow emotes of Alpha and Al. And eventually I'm going to get Alice in there too. I've got a good one of her already set up. Looks like game number 2 is going to be on Towers of Doom. Let's see here. Give me one moment while I get this set up here. Towers of Doom was picked by one of these two teams, and I'll tell you who in just a second. Towers of Doom picked by Deviled Keggs. And it looks like they may have switched, but we'll see. So picked by the red team. And let's see. Yeah, this is going to end up swapping. All right, well, we're not going to look at the maps anymore, but I should be able to keep the points right, though. So, yeah, all right, then. We're going to see some new heroes on the table here. So we're going to see that Johanna again from Raven X. We are going to see... Oh, man. Well... You know what? I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna tell you who we're gonna see. Give me just a second here as I type through these, though. Let's see. Nathan gets that one. Okay. All right. All set up for game number 2. And I gotta get back to the right page here. That is correct, Ektar. The BBW was actually canceled. That's actually why I put my name on there, so that there wasn't another caster that got, went in and signed up for it. BBW withdrew their team from NGS. They unfortunately have scheduling issues, so the rest of their games have been logged as forfeits. So, but yeah, I didn't want to, when I think Wedge brought it up last night, I didn't want to leave it up there so that somebody got aggressive and said, hey, I've got Friday night lockdown, I can get the one game. So let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, yep, nothing too crazy there. So let's go ahead and get right into game number 2 here on Towers of Doom between Unemployed Gaming and Deviled Keggs. And they did switch sides, so let me go ahead and swap that real quick here. Update that. Well, not a whole lot of reasons to, joke about the circumstances. If they felt that they had scheduling issues, that's all we need to know. So, all right, let's get this into the game here. Game number 1 was elsewhere. Game number 2. Here on Towers of Doom, we've got, on the left this time, we've got Deviled Keggs. And that's going to screw me up a lot, I bet. We've got B-Train on the Chen, Contender going to be playing Abathur, Raven X on Johanna, Andrew on Raynor, and VZ on Uther. On the right, we've got Unemployed Gaming. They're going to be played by Malthael. Malthael is going to be played by Bridge to Death. Rexba going to be playing Jaina. Scooney on Anduin. Sturge on Nubarak. And Nathan on Greymane. We see Chen already up in the top lane. With this Abathur comp being a little bit less team fighty at the beginning. We do see Uther taking that Q build at level 1, so working toward those stacks, given the Holy Light an additional range and also reducing that cooldown. And of course, with that in mind, Johanna taking Laws of Hope to help offset the kind of lesser healing that they're going to receive on that side of things. Bit of a rotation up here. We do have Abathur in the mid lane providing his little minions there, soaking the bot, and already out of the gate here, we do see Unemployed Gaming being aggressive into this camp. And VZ getting low here as Abathur trying to help out, but with all 5 members of Unemployed Gaming here, they're going to come in and get this kill onto Uther. And most likely they'll also get this camp. Getting that solid early game value out of the Jaina and Greymane pickups, and going against a team with an Abathur, allowing them to be a little bit more aggressive, and they kind of have to be aggressive in the early game because, of course, later it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to do so. And Unemployed Gaming... Wait. Yep, I do have to fix the map thing. You know what? I'll just uncheck that. One moment. I'll unsync that one over there, that one over there. There you go, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry for any confusion. Forgot that the maps don't change when you swap the teams. It identifies based on which color you select rather than the team. You know what? I'm gonna have to mention that to no, Faldrith. There we go. I was like Feldroth, but no, he's on my team. Up in the top, so B-Train chasing down Bridge to Death, does have the Abathur hat, but oh my goodness, just barely able to sneak away is Malthael. Yes, please throw any complaints to Wono. I believe he's on vacation, and as such, he would love to hear those. Also, by the way, if you haven't done so, make sure you schedule your flex matches. And according to Heroic, the best way to schedule your flex matches to make sure that they're getting scheduled is to ping your captain repeatedly in div chat. Seems to work for Heroic. I'm sure it can work for other divisions. Anubrak getting a little low here, or is a little low coming into this, but we see Rexpa already working on the channel here on the Jaina, is going to get interrupted by the Radiance from Uther there. And Abathur's gonna pick up. I really want to go check top, but I don't want to miss this fight. So congratulations, Shen, on your kill with the Abathur hat onto Malthael. Going to secure both of the top altars, and ultimately then Unemployed Gaming will pick up the bottom altars. So 8 points for Devil Keggs, 4 points for Unemployed Gaming. And Bridge to Death coming back into this. Made it away with under 70 health the first time. Did not make it away the second time when the altars were available. We see a little bit of an advantage in XP going over to Devil Keggs here. And Raven X holding the back. Danger called, I imagine, from Abathur there to identify that the team was coming in. Chen hopping over that wall. It's going to be Greymane going in. Stagger used by Chen. And ultimately the camp is successfully picked up by Devil Keggs. There you go. Can you eat in class in other countries? Like, that never even occurred to me that might be a thing. Oh, Bridge to Death getting low again as the Chen plus Abathur hat proving to be just a little bit too strong. Gonna need to reevaluate that matchup. Not necessarily like that Malthael versus Chen isn't gonna work, but Malthael versus Chen and Abathur hat gonna be a little bit difficult for Malthael to win there. So certainly need to do something a little bit different so that that's not a repeat of performance there. Boss coming up onto the map, but don't worry, he's not going to get picked up. Nathan in a little bit of danger, does get pulled back with the Leap of Faith, and here comes Malthael into the back. So this is going to be a 5 versus 4.5 now, and they're all on the same point. And Devil Keggs saying, you know what, this isn't our fight. We'll come back. This just evens out the points on the core. They want to get to that level 10 and make use of the Abathur clone. Chen too fat to take percent damage. Oh yeah? More strict in Korea? Fair enough. Rotations coming out. Half a level-ish ahead for Unemployed Gaming. I'm sorry, they're on the right now for Devil Keggs. And do you see the Chastise going out, just barely missing? And it's going to be Rexpa getting pulled in with that Condemn, ultimately securing the kill. And just the one kill, although getting rather close with the parting shot onto Nathan there on Greymane. And just because it's been a while since I've mentioned Contender's name, I'll just throw out. Probably not going to be looking at him all that much because, you know, he's a slug. In-game. Not IRL. I'm sure he's a fine person in real life. Where's Stay Hydrated Bot when you need him? Oh, did you hear that? Oh, no drinking water either. Oh, I see, I see. I had just opened my cold beverage here so that I could whet my whistle. I thought you might. It was fairly close. So we've got double kegs now with level 10, Storm, Earth, and Fire, of course the clone, Blessed Shield, Divine Shield, and Hyperion. Level 10 is now coming online for Unemployed Gaming. We've got Water Elemental, Light Bomb, Last Rites, Cursed Bullet, and Cocoon. So good potential blow up there between the Cursed Bullet, like Last Rites. Like I could see that killing somebody very, very quickly. Oh, no. I opened up a bottle of Coke, sorry. Canned water. I think I've actually had canned flavored water. Not a fan of it. Came from like Costco or Amazon or something. Bagged milk. Oh, no, don't. Oh, God, that's so disgusting. I don't even know why it's disgusting. It doesn't seem like it should be disgusting, but the thought of it is just, Anyways, bot lane, we've got the siege camp coming in. Pumpkin sappers making their way to the fort. And keep in mind, too, that Abathur did take Mule. So, ultimately, those pumpkin sappers not getting enough value. Because keep in mind, we did see them there earlier. We did get some sappers through earlier. But that fort was full health. Four versus 3. Here comes the Water Elemental as Chastise hitting the Johanna. And here comes the clone Chen coming down as well. Probably going to look at casting that Storm, Earth, and Fire here. Got interrupted before he could cast it. And there goes the Divine Shield onto Chen. I'm not 100% certain about that, but okay. So a couple of ultimates used there. The only one used from Unemployed Gaming, well, I guess the Water Elemental was at the beginning that initiated, then Cursed Bullet. But then we saw the Divine Shield, the Blessed Shield, and the Clone coming out from Double Keggs. So Chen deep into the back line. There is going to be a Light Bomb stunning him away, but it's going to be Greymane getting wrecked in the back. Chen gets put into a cocoon, but ultimately I don't think this is too bad of a position for him to be in, as they no longer have Greymane, and that's a huge part of their damage. Stagger melting the health bar of Chen, as Uther able to channel the altar up above away from the fight. And important to note that with the Chen, Unemployed Gaming doesn't have any shield breaker type of heroes, so there's no additional damage going out onto the Chen. Yeah, stay on topic. Maybe I'll tell people to F off, though. You know, maybe adjust that a little bit. Ravenex going in with the Blessed Shield, but there's no healer with him. I don't know what that was about. Storm, Earth, and Fire coming out. Light Bomb is gonna hit one of the pandas, and now with the double Uther here, we're going to see a stun on a Sturge. Chastise going out onto the clone. Ultimately, I don't think they get anything else here. So they do get that that Jaina thanks to that, but traded the Johanna life for it. Look, it seemed like it was a little bit deep on that. All right. So 1-for-1 trade, 24 to 24. And we've got triple altars coming up on the board. Unemployed Gaming getting to start on their camp for the bottom lane. We do see that Mule has brought this up quite a bit already. The sappers won't be enough to bring it all the way down. So it looks like with 8 seconds left, yeah, I think they're being a little bit aggressive on the timing on that. So we are going to see a full rotation out from Devil Keggs onto the aggressive altar. They're going to leave Abathur in the back there, and Jaina's going to pick up the altar while Greymane and Anubarak pick up the bottom tower. Mule can't save you from that one now. Water Elemental coming out. Anduin in a little bit of danger. The Anubarak Cocoon onto Uther and gonna get them to blow up onto the Chen there. And they've been cloning the Uther, but you can't clone the Uther if he's off the map. Divine Shield popped, keeping Johanna alive, but ultimately the Impale coming out from Sturge going to secure that kill. And now making their way up onto the boss, so this helps them to equal out the points that they lost from the top lane. And Uther and Raynor gonna start working on the bottom keep. Let's see, everybody coming back up. They do have a siege camp available on the Devil Keg side of the map. Assist being called, and they are going to see it coming with that Abathur mine. Greymane coming down, doing what he can to protect the bottom fort. And let's zoom out a little so we can watch both angles of this here. So clone is available. Basically, all the important ults, right, are available. Water Elemental going out, so they may be looking to take this fight. Ravenek's getting very low with that Cursed Bullet. Light Bomb coming out, but I think that Malthael was rooted or something, because he didn't move at all. Panda Pile's coming out onto the point here as Cocoon once again onto Uther. Johanna in a bit of danger in the back, but last rites used on one of the Panda clones did not secure the kill, so it's going to be just the Anubarak death. And level 16's online for Unemployed Gaming a little bit earlier than Devil Keggs, but they don't have an Anubarak, so this is going to be 4 points going over to Devil Keggs. And with that, they're going to get this aggressive camp as Unemployed Gaming had tried to do in the previous round. So 16-12, a very close game. 6 kills to 4. A lot of aggression between these two teams. Sometimes too much. In fact, I would say a lot of the kills have come from being a little bit too aggressive, maybe. That being said, they often do get a good trade value, you know, 1 for 1. So we'll see. I mean, we've got a dive, you know, divey Chen option into the potential for, you know, a very quick blow up. So not a position Chen wants to find himself in too often there. As Malthael coming in does use Unstoppable. Chen popping the stagger, taking quite a bit of damage, able to get out and dies thanks to that stagger. Last rites securing that kill. And that's probably what Malthael was going for last time, but I don't think Chen clones count. Even if you do kill one of the Chen clones, I can't imagine that counts for the last rites cooldown. Although killing it is still better. I mean, it's better than not killing it. And once again, Unemployed Gaming gonna make their way down into the bot lane. They've got the advantage, no Chen. So they can go ahead and bring this down really fast with the Greymane and push this lane just a little bit forward and make their way toward getting 5 points from this altar. And that will put them very slightly in the lead rather than being tied. 12-11. 1 point lead for Unemployed Gaming as the siege camp is coming up. And we see Devil Keggs going after getting their keep back first. And here they come. We've got the Water Elemental being used right away. Cocoon was... I can't tell. No, it wasn't used. I thought it was. Water Elemental going out. We do have the clone onto contender. So getting that duplicate of Raynor, but once again, a little bit far forward, trying to get damage onto the point while the timer is still available, instead of maybe trying to kill the sappers there. Lightwell. Haven't seen a Lightwell in a competitive game maybe ever. Until now. Clearly I need to pull up these level 16 talents again. Sturgeon a little bit of danger here, popping the light bomb, but again he was stunned, so he couldn't make value happen with that. And now that the light bomb is out, Panda's coming out, looking to get the fort back, and red health bar is getting pretty low. Cocoon going out on Johanna, allowing them to potentially disengage, although Nubrak does need to burrow charge out of this. Does look like he's able to do so. Chen continuing the pressure. Big impale, but Sturge getting body blocked by Bridge to Death, going to allow him to die. Jaina getting the kill from Rexba, a second one onto then the Johanna, and here comes that D-shield. Oh my goodness, Nathan going back in for the kill onto Uther. And somewhere there we did see the Abathur hat, rather, get the kill onto Malthael. Sorry I didn't call about that. I'm fairly certain it was actually on the screen. Boss back on the map. So 4 points here going over for Unemployed Gaming. So that's going to be now 12-7. And they're going to come down, get the Sapper Camp going again. So 12-7. That's essentially 2 turn-ins, or 2 altars rather. But a fairly significant amount of time until Devil Keggs gets on the map. So, I mean, this should be a pretty safe boss camp or boss take for them. And there are the next altars. We've got the 2 in the top lane. So overall, this is a very good position for Unemployed Gaming to be in, as both teams picking up level 20s now. And the next time that altar comes up, if they can keep some aggression far away from their point, they could just have one person easily pick that up and win the game. Checking the sappers here, so they get at about half health as the camp is zoned out there by Anubarak. All of the ultimates on the table. Root landing onto Johanna. She pops the Iron Skin to get away. 1 sapper left. And here come those altars. So 5-3. Ultimately, this is game if Unemployed Gaming gets one of the altars. If it is Devil Keggs who get an altar, it's still a 3 altar game. Whether they have 4 or 3 structures. Well, I guess ultimately it'd be 2 altars because they'd have to get one of the other ones too. They'd have to get both of them. So we'll see. Here comes the fight. Light bomb going out is going to land onto Johanna, but it's not going to stun her. Raynor's going to go down, and here come the Pandas in the back line chasing down Jaina. Gonna be the leap of faith onto Jaina to get her away from there. Ravenex, however, going down with the last rights. I'm sorry, she does not go down as Indestructible used, but Uther is going to go down. B-Train chasing down now Scooney, as Ravenex having to pull away. The only one available who can do anything is B-Train with an Abathur hat, and ultimately that is going to be the end of Chen. And Ravenex at this point coming into this saying, hey, I want to lower my KDA. Let's see what I can do about that. But just in time, the core goes down to keep Ravenex from getting 1 additional death onto those points. Let's take a look at these scores. Oh, I didn't say there was anything wrong with it. I just don't see it on the Lightwell. But yeah, you did see that Lightwell. It went down pretty quickly. All right. Popping up these stats for you guys here real quick. Certainly an overall closer game. Obviously, this one going over to Unemployed Gaming. So now we've got a 1-1. I think I showed talents. Let me show them again, just in case I didn't. for you guys there. But ultimately, 1 and 1, not 1 for 1, 1 and 1 between these two teams here. So let's go ahead and pop that stat up there. And that's going to bring us into game number 3. Let's see where we're going here. Game number 3 is going to be played on Infernal Shrines. And of course, so when you bring up a replay, it shows the list of who is, who the players were and then who the characters were. And it shows them in blue and red. And normally they're connected. So it'll show all the red team top and all the blue team bottom, or, flipped around. Not this time. They're completely staggered. There's some red with some blue. It's a pain in the ass. So I have no idea which team is going to be which on which side here. Give me just a quick moment. I'm just gonna put up a quick commercial while I take some beverage and set up the team pop-ups here. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes.
When I was young, I lived a life of recklessness. In my selfishness, I inflicted pain and hurt those I cared for. I have learned many lessons in my struggles with doubt and fear. Balance and harmony are not easily attained. They must be fought for! But on my journey, I have learned another lesson. You do not have to fight alone.
Let's do this!
We're back. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm not wearing the NGS shirt. Never mind. I saw the little orange. Oh, that was the that was the Coke bottle cap. I saw the Coke bottle cap was right about here on the stream, right? And it looked like the top of the NGS logo. So I thought I was wearing the NGS shirt, and I was like, but I wore that yesterday, I thought. And yeah, it's not. It's just a warrior shirt that I got from a friend for Warcraft. So anyways, you know what? I can show you now the maps because we switched sides again. So we're back to where we were at the beginning. So let's take a look at these maps. We saw Game 1, Volskaya Foundry was picked by Devil Keggs, won by Unemployed Gaming. Is that right? I think that's right. Second game was picked by Unemployed Gaming, won by Devil Keggs. That was... No, damn it. I thought I swapped the teams. I haven't swapped the teams. That's why. There we go. Everything I said was wrong. Unemployed Gaming picked Game 1. Devil Keggs won Game 1 on Volskaya Foundry. Devil Keggs picked Game 2. Towers of Doom was won by Unemployed Gaming. And I'm just double checking to make sure that that's correct. Picked by Devil Keggs. Yes, that's correct. Okay, good stuff. Game number 3, Infernal Shrines, was picked by Unemployed Gaming. That is correct. Cool. All right, just making sure that my information was actually accurate, because it wasn't for a moment there. But we're all set up now. We can get into this game number 3 on Infernal Shrines. Hashtag hype. I kind of wish that I could have cast this live. This would have been a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we were getting our asses kicked while this was going live, so I couldn't. But, you know, things happen. And here we go. Let's turn that off and get this going, eh? Pop into the game and show everybody these player pop-ups. All right, so on the left, we have Unemployed Gaming. Got, let's see, so Bridge to Death on the Leoric, Scooney on Anduin, Rexba on Orphea. Really? Nathan on Kel'Thuzad, and Sturge on Johanna. For Devil Keggs, we've got Ravenex on ETC, B-Train on Gul'dan, VZ on Alexstrasza, Contender on Kael'thas, and Arthas is going to be played by Andrew. All right, let's see. Any exciting talents? We've got auto attack build coming out from Arthas. That's a fun difference. He can get those auto attacks right onto the Wraithwalking Leoric, so I enjoy that. Bold strategy from Anduin. Probably the most common pick, but it's a bold strategy, so I like to point it out. Interestingly enough, we don't see, there we go. So we're gonna see the Q build, the Death and Decay for Kel'Thuzad, not one that you see all that often. And Sturge coming in, being aggressive to slow down and disrupt the rotation. We do see ETC getting caught by the chain. He's gonna power slide away though. And Johanna, once again, gonna sit in that bush to disrupt this rotation. Gonna be Gul'dan popping the corruption in there. Simultaneously building stacks, I think, yes. And also getting damage onto Johanna. But we're gonna see these mages over here getting onto their siege camp right away, 10 seconds after they spawn on the map. And the rotation, again, being a little bit more on the safe side now. As Johanna holding that bush, and with, of course, the full team behind her, allowing them to come in and push Devil Keggs back a little bit away from their siege camp. And we are seeing Leoric coming down, keeping the pressure in the mid lane, soaking the top lane. It wouldn't surprise me to see a pretty significant amount of that throughout this game. ETC using that power slide to zone off Johanna, making sure that they can get that siege camp. Ultimately, I think losing a little bit of XP in the bot lane. I think we saw a couple of minions being missed there by Devil Keggs. And ETC making sure he doesn't lose that mid soak. Level 4s coming up for both teams. Tarot reading. 4 mages in this game. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. Jesus, that's a lot of mages. Oh my god. Why did you point that out, Ravenex? Also, by the way, the really wasn't about the Kel'Thuzad Orphea combo. The really was just about the Rexba Orphea, the, you know, well-known combo, just like B-Train Chen or Contender Alarak, you know, heroes that you know that these people love to play and play often. But Johanna gonna get caught a little bit behind there, but able to use that Iron Skin to get away, so no big deal there. 14 minutes for quest completion on Kel'Thuzad. Well, where are we at right now? 3. A little bit behind on the stacks there, but that's okay. They haven't really had a whole lot of team fighting. A few disruptive rotations. But we do have now... We had the aggressive Shaman camp invade. Now we're going to have the defensive shaman camp? Whatever, anyways, they're getting their own shaman camp. And almost halfway are Devil Keggs, but they are also a little bit behind in the XP, about almost a half a level here. And we see Unemployed Gaming getting onto this point. Sturge kind of on an island here, away from the rest of their team. But again, it is Johanna, so I mean, if they want to sit there and pump damage into Johanna, she's going to be okay for at least a little while. The Unstoppable used to avoid the ETC power slide, and big chain coming out from Kel'Thuzad there, getting that root out. Living Bomb on Orphea, and the big Dragon Queen heals coming to the fray, and moving back onto the point. And only needing 6 more, I fully expect that they get this. And it looks like they do. So Frozen Punisher, so this is a Punisher you can't just ignore the value of early in the game. It's going to lock down your structures, so if they elect to push with this, we're going to see, you know, we got to see that 4-man defense. Ah, son of a gun. 4 mages into the Punishers, too. The damage just takes forever. And you know what? I mean, that's fair. I can see more reasons for the Kel'Thuzad Death and Decay build, too. So Punisher gets about a third of the top fort. We did see Leoric and Arthas picking up the soak in the other lanes as level 7 available for both teams. Power slide in onto the Leoric. Big stuns coming out, though. Maybe... Never mind, I was going to say maybe able to get away, but instead it's going to be a huge combo coming out from... I almost said the wrong name. Unemployed Gaming getting massive value there. Suddenly 3 deaths. By the way, that was first blood. Mistakes were made, indeed. Indeed, Raven. So let's see, level 7 talents. So what do we have? We've got that AoE auto attack for the Kel'Thuzad, who is now at 7. Just a little bit ahead of the 1 every 2 levels that they were a couple levels ago. So, you know, making progress there. Let's see, we've got the Subdue. I love the Subdue talent. It's so much fun. So good. 80% slows are great. And here they go, looking with the siege camp to get some damage here in the bot lane. They've got a full wave. 4 versus 3. Kael'thas is not here to defend. And almost level 10, so this is a pretty solid space for them to be. 10's online. We got the Crushing Jaws, Light Bomb, Shadow Fisher, and Tomb and Blessed Shield. So looking to get that combo set up. And still a ways away for Devil Keggs. Full level behind, currently. No forts down, so both teams are equal there. No catapults on the map yet. No bonus trickle XP. Alice has apparently had enough of me moving around. She's gonna go in the other room. She doesn't care. All right, so back to this bottom fort. And that's all there is to say about that. Just a quick pop in. ETC managing to sneak that globe, finishing off the prog rock. We saw enough of that. I hope Leo doesn't get himself killed here, as you know, we've got a 4v3 in the bot lane, so I really want to watch this. Level 10 is now available. We do have the Pyro Blast coming from Kael'thas. Lifebinder, Reign of Destroy. What is going on? Oh my god! We got a Mosh Pit and a Army of the Dead. So that was the chain used. So Mosh Pit has limited counters now. I think Blessed Shield was also used. So really the Light Bomb and, well, I guess there are a couple of counters. So never mind. They have options. This is, I don't even know what to think about this. A Mosh with a Pyro and, well, yeah, and Reign of Destruction and all the other things that Gul'dan can do. So coming in, Johanna into the back, walks past, slows down that front line with that big Subdue, gets the Entomb onto Alexstrasza. Bridge of Death, or to Death rather, taking most of this damage here. Nobody dying yet. Light Bomb's going to hit the Arthas, and it looks like Bridge to Death is going to be the first death, and Alexstrasza popping the Dragon Queen. Anduin gonna go down next. Orpheus securing that kill onto Arthas. Pyroblast coming after Rex, but I'm pretty sure that's a death. It is. So 3 for 1. Kel'Thuzad rather getting the chain. Root a little bit late on the Shadow Fisher though. And ultimately 20 stacks now. So we have picked up the pace. And I think the call was 14 minutes for Kel'Thuzad, if I remember correctly. You'll have to remind me. I think it was 14 minutes. Maybe it was 13 minutes. We'll see. Jump over the wall that I think just died. And now we've got everybody but the Arthas in the bot lane here. Arthas working on that XP as they are now just about a half a level behind. Arcane Punisher gets the jump onto Johanna. Did a lot of damage, but not quite able to get there quickly enough is ETC. And a little bit more value than they got out of the first Punisher. Not quite enough to secure the fort, though. So bottom fort's in very, very bad shape. About maybe 10% on the on both of them, really. Although the minimap shows a little bit more to the right. Level 13 is now available for Unemployed Gaming, and we do see the bot siege camp and the right siege camp being picked up. There goes the Reign of Destruction. And of course, they had that change just in case any of you missed it, because, you know, how often do you see Reign of Destruction in a cast game? In case you missed it, Reign of Destruction, you no longer have to channel the whole time. It's just like a 1.5 second channel, and then it just goes for what, 5 seconds, 7 seconds. Thanks for that. What do we got going on now, ladies and gentlemen? Looks like we're going to see maybe a camp invade using that 13, but we see 13's available now for the other team as well. So Deviled Keggs coming up. Raven X is potentially... Oh, man. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to go for it. They had the Entomb. I think they might have been able to kill ETC there. But maybe not. So no camp invade. Instead, this is going to go over to Deviled Keggs. But with that, we've got the push onto the mid fort, getting some damage. The pull onto ETC. That's going to be a couple more stacks, up to 22. I'll show the talents again for you guys for a little bit here. Top lane, Shaman Camp, still pretty far away, but they're going to clear this out before it gets any significant value. Leoric down in the bot, just soaking up that XP, keeping their advantage. Still almost a level ahead for Unemployed Gaming. And now they're going to go ahead and come back and get their own Shaman Camp, as Johanna's going to finish up in the top lane with this. We saw a lot of aggression in the earlier games, and at least right now we're seeing a little bit less of it. I mean, there's still moments, but playing a little bit of a dance around the map between these two teams. It looks like that bottom fort is going to go down here in just a moment. From the the minions are not... Son of a... My bad, guys. That's okay. Nobody wanted to see Rexpa die. But either way, good rotation coming out to catch on to the Orphea. And with that death, Unemployed Gaming is going to do what I thought was going to happen, is come down and get the get the fort. Sorry guys, no rewind available. Things happen sometimes. You don't expect them to happen, and then they happen. So Unemployed Gaming gets the bottom fort. Deviled Keggs coming up here into the top, clearing out this top fort, but that gives them a little bit more advantage because now they can keep working on this top lane shrine, which is going to give them a Mortar Punisher going into a keep. But 16's now available for Unemployed Gaming. And we're going to see them pull back. I don't think Dragon Queen maybe is quite available, so let's actually take a look at that. What number is she? She's 7, I think. Dragon Queen is available. So expect to see that coming in here real soon, as they only need 12 more. Army of the Dead used, coming in with the Alexstrasza Dragon Queen. But it's going to be Wraithwalk to keep Leoric out of danger here. There goes the Lightwell once again. Light Bomb coming in, just barely able to pull in and snag that ETC. Lifebinder, however, going to keep Raven X nice and healthy. And the Punisher brought onto the map. Look at this, guys. No deaths out of either team, and that was a whole lot. All right. Punisher jumping over the wall here, pulling in the ETC and Alexstrasza in the back. Life Grip pulling Sturge back over the wall, making sure that they can get as much onto this as they can, and kind of zoning out the back line of Devil Keggs here. Ultimately, this keep is going to be safe. The wall going down. Contender caught in the Entomb. They do get the pickup on two of them. I don't remember who it was. Anyways, Light Bomb going out, helping to secure the kill onto Contender, and Raven X once again getting that Lifebinder. B-Train getting caught into a root. It's going to be Alexstrasza going down. B-Train could be very much next if Bridge to Death is able to keep up. Two ships passing in the night there now, as B-Train trying to make it away. Andrew definitely okay. Raven X gonna get hit by that Shadowfisher. Not sure if they die here. Nothing to connect to. So they do make it out, and B-Train able to hearth away into the base. Catch your spray game. Where did you spray? Did I miss the spray? Where did that masked man? It was the one-armed man. Yeah, the Alexstrasza has been very valuable. You know, this is again one of her better maps, and you know the timing, being able to get the pressure in the shrines and getting 20, 30 of the kills onto them quickly. Allowing them to secure that with the Dragon Queen. And of course the AoE from her breath is quite significant to kill the Shrine Monkeys, as somebody called them the other day. Let's zoom back in here. We're a little bit far away. Alright, so we did see Devil Keggs coming in a little bit aggressive, and then going back, because they got stuff to clear up back here. Kind of like this, Johanna and ETC just watching each other. ETC playing on his guitar, Johanna just chilling out. Zoom back out so we can see where everybody is here. So Bush Party, maybe not. A little bit close for that. They're instead gonna come up here, clean up the lane so that they have to now clear up this camp. And with the pressure they have in the other lanes, I actually think they could come up here and get the fort. Instead, they're going to go get their shaman camp. Yeah, let's let's try to be, all nice and friendly in chat. We're all friends here. All right, so top fort is going to get taken out. Not sure if I showed the level 16s. I think I did at some point. Arthas rotating up here is not quite in a position to catch anybody. Certainly not with any support from his team. But Leoric coming in. We do have the route going out onto ETC here. People all over this place here. Leoric deep into the back. But nothing really going to happen out of that. Okay, fair enough. I thought more would happen. Don't put my dog on fire. All right, we do see the Rain of Destruction coming out from Gul'dan, helping to clear out the minions rather quickly. So halfway there again. Expect to see this Dragon Queen coming up very soon. This isn't a mid lane, so they still have their full fort here. Unemployed Gaming doesn't necessarily have to, go crazy into this. It is an Arcane Punisher. It's not going to shut down the keep, and they're almost level 20. So They can wait for that level 20 and then take a fight when they've got the full advantage. Ooh, Eldritch Blast, I like it. Good plan, Covey. All right, so looking for that kill here. They do get the silence onto Gul'dan. However, Lifebinder keeping Gul'dan alive. Mosh Pit going out onto 2. Light Bomb coming out is going to catch, but not before Leoric goes down. Johanna taking a lot of damage here as Orphea having to pull away, very low on health. Sturge trying to get away, using that indestructible, and now the Living Bomb onto Nathan. Does have the phylactery available as only Orphea and Anduin left alive, and now with only that first fort down, there's still a keep to go through, but the leap onto Rexpa from this Punisher and the damage coming out from Gul'dan's corruption ultimately going to send one more death to the counter there, and I think this could actually be the game at this point. They have all 5 members of Devil Keggs up. We do see the use of the phylactery, so we are going to see that Shade of Naxxramas. That has a health bar? I've never seen that thing having a health... Oh. Maybe that's just the timer. No, it's got to have a health bar. I thought you couldn't kill that thing. Whatever. Anyways, Lifebinder going out. We are going to see the root onto Gul'dan. He's going to be able to survive. Leoric bringing that Entomb up to silence VZ, but no real follow-up. Ravenx getting low from the core damage. But ultimately, with that Light Bomb and helping to secure the kill onto Alex, getting some additional points as ultimately this game number 3 going over to Devil Keggs. Yeah, Lifebinder did a lot of work there. Alex, let's see, VZ, playing a really strong game there. Level 20 talents just came online a short bit ago for the Devil Keg, so we've got that Rain of Destruction and the upgraded Lifebinder craziness. Storm Shield for ETC. Let's take a look at the stats here real quick. 7 kills to 8, by the way, so much closer game in the kills. 190,000 siege damage. That's absolutely nuts. $61 for B-Train on the Gul'dan. Very close on the Kel'Thuzad. By the way, what was the timer on that? Did anybody look? I know it seemed like it may have come up before the 13 or 14 minute mark. It wasn't too far after that 22 that I called out. Big difference on the healing there. Alex Straza getting a lot of value out of those W's. And pretty decent XP lead there for Bridge to Death over the Arthas. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of our evening together. As we do see that third game going over to Devil Keggs. 2-1 victory. 1 point for Unemployed Gaming, 2 for Devil Keggs. And I think, let's take a look at the standings. These should be up to date. So Devil Keggs sitting at 10, Unemployed Gaming sitting at 19, right up at the top of the standings. So giving Devil Keggs a bit of a boost there, allowing them to go from, maybe outside of playoff, the bottom tier of the playoffs there with 8 points to tied for 7th with Who Knows Gaming. Still a couple of weeks left to go. Got some flex matches out there, so make sure you guys get those flex matches scheduled so that you can continue that point climb. That's really all I got for you, folks. So I'm going to pop up the Patreon because, we like to pay for things. It's a nice side effect of having, things like the website and stuff to pay for. So make sure you guys check out the Patreon at patreon.com/Heroes Nexus Gaming Series. Hope you enjoyed the cast this evening. I may be around for tomorrow if there's some replay cast left available. But ultimately, make sure you tune in on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern for the NGS Rewind. We've got games from Divisions A, B, and C. We're going to see from Division B, since many of you guys are probably here from Division B, we've got Spooky Ghosts and Soak Every Lane. We've got Jailbait and Buff Chen. From Division C, we've got 10 Armor and Paraloot, and for Division A, we've got Rewind and In Too Deep. Not necessarily in that order. You'll see the order on the schedule when I end the stream. It'll pop up there for you guys. So make sure you tune into that at twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. And that's it. Have a great night, folks. We'll see you later this weekend.